got some juice in it, got some macaroni in it.
I mean,
my weekend was nowhere near like that. I was listening to the new Kendrick album a lot.
really good album. Good album.
I like to be a fair critic when it comes
What
to like.
What do you give it out of a 10?
Out of 10, I gotta give it a few more listens, but we're at least at an 8.
At an 8?
We're at least at an 8.
I think I better be close to
8 point something. I gotta give it a few listens because there's a few tracks that like I just been on repeat for. Those are really, really good. And I'm digging the route he's going. It's a real West Coast sound. And he's rapping. His flow is different than everybody. It always has been different than everybody else's. But now that you're back at number one, it's like you kind of set the tempo. And I'm interested to see if other people start trying to steal that or borrow whatever you want to use, that sound. Because that'd be interesting. DJ Mustard's winning right now. And I think the Super Bowl concert's going to be great. There's also a conspiracy theory that there's another Kendrick album drop very, very soon.
If Kendrick comes at Lil Wayne, who do you think wins that rap battle?
I'm a Lil Wayne fan. Lil Wayne is in my top 5 favorites. I think Lil Wayne wins. I think Lil Wayne. There's no knock on K-Dot. I'm gonna enjoy this as a fan. If I think Lil Wayne loses, I'll say he loses. But at the end of the day, we're gonna get some crazy bars.
I'm still a Drake fan, and I still kind of think Drake was. Other than that one track, I mean, Drake took that rap battle. Other than that one track that destroyed him, that was the ether.
Some of Drake's the tracks, they were really good too. Like he don't get no credit. He don't get talk about his shit. It was good too. I enjoyed it as a fan. None of these guys give me money. I ain't grow up with none of them, so I have no real loyalty in my mind. I like that both their music. I listened to way more Drake songs in my life than I ever listened to Kendrick.
He's more mainstream. That's probably why we'll listen to way more Drake than we'll listen to Kendrick, because Kendrick is for the hood. Like, I don't know, and he drops once every 3 years. He doesn't drop like every year. He drops only like once every 3 years.
Shit. Like he, live his life, and then you call up my name, I'll come back into the ring. I gotta respect it, but I think. Lil Wayne, he could do a whole mixtape in a night type. He could do a whole mixtape in a night, and that shit will be.
We'll drop 2 albums in a week.
Many Lil Wayne fans are asleep right now because Wayne just been cruising. If he go back to like that 2007, 2010 run, 2006, 2010 run, it's over. It's gonna be hard to beat. We see it's like he's like Kobe. We know what his arsenal is. We know he can score at any part of the court. I don't know what the NBA comparison is to Kendrick. I don't know. I view Kendrick more like a Kawhi Leonard. Not a household name for a lot of folks that don't watch basketball, so you might not know. But he a real quiet dude.
Yeah, I'm not a big basketball guy.
Kendrick is showing that making radio songs is easy. He's making a mockery out of this shit, kinda.
Kendrick. Drake is just a hit maker, though. He needs to get back on his things.
What do you think about Drake now suing the record label?
I mean, that is kind of like a bitch move, but y'all over here calling the man a pedophile, so, I mean, he is white. He is white. I mean,
You probably got a good lawyer. So I've
You
heard
know.
they have lawyers.
they must have some great lawyers, and I'm just saying, like, you out here on a track calling this man a pedophile. He's a $1 billion entity.
All right.
It's kind of like crazy to
It's
have
a rap battle.
have no real.
But also, Drake is saying some shit too. He's talking about domestic violence and all type of shit about Drake. Just a child and wife and shit.
He's also, I mean, that's why I said it's kind of a bitch move from Drake.
I don't like it.
But it was.
I think because it don't look good when you're losing the battle. Like, you tell mommy now.
Yeah, he had to go and grab his lawyers and had to go and actually do litigation.
Now, what if
It's
he's
crazy.
right? What if he's right that the record label that he's like also signed to, I think, or something, the distribution, some shit did make it so that song was pushed more is that a bad business practice if they get more money out of it? Like,
I
no,
mean,
that's what they're supposed to do, right? I
that's-
don't know. I don't know the details of it.
That's a pretty normal practice,
Right.
and they have listen farms, streaming farms, I think they're called. What are they called? Where they have like this Chinese dude in a shack with like 13 Android 6s somewhere in a.
13,000.
Yeah, like-
seen the video. I was gonna ask you. I wanted to go on because you gotta teach me how to get in the dark web, bro. I wanted to go on there and fucking.
You
figure
could get
out-
off that. You could learn the knowledge to get bots on the clear web. You don't need to go on the dark web to get
But
that
just to
type
get
of
the
knowledge.
bots, I don't know. You know what's crazy? I have a weird trust in like getting illegal shit on the dark web than I do on the clean web because I feel like people don't want to get banned off that shit or knocked off it or something. There's, even though there's the Wild Wild West, it's like a.
I guess in a sense you might find something more illicit than you would, but you still find all the information that you could, especially now with the Telegram. They got Telegram services and all them apps where they be texting each other peer to peer without. They're trying to stop that too. The government's trying to stop that. They're trying to crack into them encryptions too, because
When they see this episode got 60,000 views, you're gonna know I hit that motherfucking.
Say,
I
hit
hit
the
the farm.
bot farm. Say,
that
how
farm.
do you go from 60 to 600 in the
All
night?
of a sudden, I'm like, and this podcast is brought to you by Extends. Give the ladies a good night. And you do a whole 30. I'm trying, man. I need it.
I mean, sponsors is a big part of their revenue. But they
Yeah.
have like this whole all-around game where they stream, they make ads for other people, they make ads for their own shorts, they make AI shorts for other shit. They have 8 accounts. Like there's like such a deep fundamental like work ethic that they do into posting and just like doing this shit non-stop, and it's kind of crazy.
You need a farm. It's not back in the day. Like, you need mad people. You need that shit in everyone's face and clicks. It's so crazy. Our life is fucking determined by if people press on a piece of plexiglass enough.
I mean,
If they press it 2 times, we can get some money.
if they
Like, ain't that fucking crazy? It's like an episode of Black Swan, bro.
But that's if that's your goal to make money online, I guess. Yeah, definitely. But it's like
I mean, something.
I get that. That wave has been going on for a long time, and I haven't gotten no money off of it either. Have you made any money off of anything you've made online, like any type of content you pushed online? Because I
Unless I
haven't.
was hired to do it. Nothing original. Well, when I had athletics, so I don't know if you remember, I had athletics. It was a live like sports blooper show. Shaq and the Fool, and it was like a grid. It was like 4 panels. It was me, Andrew, a comedian, Jerron was a comedian, is a live stand-up comedian. They were always on the show. Then we'd have one guest. But I got that because I pitched the show to this app that was looking for shows on this app where you could do like live, like it's supposed to be so where all your friends across the country you could watch something together, like watch a movie together. Type
We
of
have
shit.
something like that on the
On the
Oculus.
And so they were looking for shows. I pitched this idea. They went with it, and it ran. The show ran for a few months. And they paid me. It went once a week. So that, I don't know if you call that, but that was something that I had to really produce. Like they sent me a backdrop and all these lights and microphones and shit. And every fucking week I would have to set up in my small ass apartment when I was living in the Bronx and fucking put on.
What
the
happened
show.
to all that equipment?
It's at my mom's house right now. It's about to be dark. I had lights left. I threw the backdrop away because the stand that held it was real like flimsy. But I got a bunch of lights.
Okay.
You can bring the lights in if you want.
I was just asking because I thought you had to send it back. I don't know why you haven't used it again or try to like.
It's like a
put it to
hole with all
use.
the bags and shit's a thing. Like I need the light. Like, you
Put the
got,
stands,
Yeah,
giant
I gotta-
stands, and unclip them and put them to the right height.
Exactly.
Stage lights.
I gotta put on my fucking boots to do this job.
That's a giant stage
I mean,
lights.
I'd rather something more simple like the light you got there.
Yeah, I mean,
Smaller. Other than
I mean,
that,
we're still
don't
not
know,
like
so
we're not like in
I'll-
super great lighting still.
No, we'll get better.
Yeah.
Well, you have more storage space than I do at my crib. I'm in Manhattan.
Do you really? Your apartment? You got a 2-bedroom though.
2 bedroom, 1 bath.
So you definitely got more space than I do. You got an extra room than me. So
Storage space.
definitely.
But you one
I got
person.
storages 1, 2, 3, 4 closets. You got 4 closets in here. 1 bathroom, obviously, 1
I think I got
bedroom.
3. One in my daughter's room. I got a small coat closet and one in my bedroom.
And then 1 outside.
Nah, it's
So
small.
1 in each bedroom and 1 outside.
Yeah, but the one outside is narrow. Like it's not a full closet, like half a closet.
I got 3 closets out here.
There's a fourth closet, but there's a washer dryer in there. I would honestly rather the washer dryer be out, and I'll go do my own laundry across the street just for that closet space.
Okay, so you do have it laundry inside your closet.
Yeah,
That saves money over time, though.
I don't know. It's a small machine.
So you could just do it whenever you feel like it. Whatever you're doing, you watching the game, just pop in some
That's
laundry
the-
in there and
yeah,
just
that's the
keep
luxury.
it going.
Or
Mine's
if
just
you
in the
forget-
basement, but
You got something to do tomorrow, and you forget to do your fucking laundry, and you're about to go to bed. You're like, oh shit! All right, I just gotta stay up an extra hour to get this shit to the dryer. I have to.
and then by the time you wake up, it's already dry, and you could
Yeah.
just pop it out the dryer and wear it. I get
Just
that.
gotta get it through the wire.
If you don't mind me asking, what do you pay on rent?
I'll tell you what the average apartment is on my line. It's like 42, but mine is the only one, not to give it all away, without a balcony. So I pay less, and then also I have a stabilized lease. So there's guidelines and restrictions on every lease. The increase, like only like a max 3 to 5% increase. So you pay, for example, say you pay $3,000, and you got your own 5% increase. It's going to be $150 in 2 years. So you got $3,150.
I got hit in one shot for 30%. They just one day woke up and it was 30% more. Well, they gave you a letter like 2 weeks before they were gonna do it,
30%
and then
crazy.
2 weeks later you got 30% more. I went from like paying 9 and change
That's amazing.
to paying
That's amazing.
12 something.
Yeah, I got your ass.
12 something, yeah. And just literally 2 weeks, and then they tried to like protest it, but it was already done. There was nothing. What they gonna be like? Oh, we rolling back the rent?
This is a co-op. So was it like a temporary thing because they're making improvements, or this is because sometimes they're allowed to do that? Let's say they're putting gates up all around. It's going to be a big, expensive project. They'll just charge everybody a little.
I
more
think
around
I
for a
think
few
they're
years.
doing shit that nobody actually wants. Like they're putting gates up and security measures in the parking lots, and nobody really wants them because nobody really cares. Every once in a while, you have some random people who park in the parking lot, but that's very rare. Nobody really wants gates. Nobody wants the extra hassle of having to pay for these parking permits, more for these parking permits than we already do now because they have a barcode and they have to be scanned and they have this extra gate thing going
You
on.
gotta keep the
So
money in that. Well,
we-
$300 a month, I would too.
we don't want to.
$300.
We don't want that stuff. So they've been asking for like a bunch of other things, like new windows in a lot of apartments. They've been asking for new windows. They're asking for like upgraded elevators. There's other things that the tenants been asking for
You gotta
years.
go to the
That
board meetings, man. You gotta go up in there.
I mean, even when you go, it's like the one time I did go to a board meeting, it was way too crowded because they had three different housings at the time, and they didn't want too many people to go inside, so they had a bunch of other people standing outside, and it was just chaos. So I just never, ever since that, I was like, man, what am I'm standing outside anyways.
You got any protections on like what if they want to do another 30% next year? They can.
That was my question, and I still didn't get an answer to that one. I did not
We'll
get an
see, man.
answer
Fuck
because that was a good question. But I mean, I have been here for 5 years, and it was a slight rent increase in the beginning when I got here. It might have been like 8 something when I got here.
Alright.
And then it went up to 9 something, and that was fine.
Still on the market.
But then they hit us for 30% in one shot, and it was like that was definitely something different. I'm like, man, $300 extra just in one shot a month forever, like that's crazy. But like I said, it was I was that over there and I was just speaking to people. I'm like, it's predatory more towards the old people that are on fixed incomes that they can't make it. Like, I'm gonna make it. Like, it doesn't matter what the hell happens. I'm gonna make it. Like, the young people that are working and going to work every day, they're gonna make it. Like, it don't matter what type of increases y'all hit us. We gon'
for one of your biggest monthly expenses. That's no joke. But I know this. I worked in real estate for almost 9 years, and when I went to a certain company, they did a whole haul over and assessed all the rents, and people was getting like 60-70% increases. But they were living in prime real estate, like Central Park West, and they were paying, like, literally paying thousands of dollars in the market, and they have it.
I mean, it depends on
the bad guy, though.
what they how much money they make. That's also a big thing.
They got retired. They don't make it unless they was getting like residuals and dividends. They got the money already.
And they just been sitting on it forever, and that's how they pay their rent. I get that. Over here, it's like you got people on Social Security checks and like that are already receiving what is that when you retire? I guess their retirement checks, their pension.
Social Security.
Their Social Security. So they're probably receiving whatever is fixed on Social Security, whatever they retired for in the fucking 90s and shit. You feel me?
We would have had mad bread off the. You'd have been bought Apple stock in the 80s or some crazy shit like that. I've been trying to think a lot lately. Like, what's the next big hit? Like, you're not supposed to think like that, but everyone does think like that. Like, what am I missing that hasn't blown up but is a sure shot? It has to be something in tech. And what are we thinking here? It's AI? They're pushing AI on us. But
I mean, AI...
AR didn't do that well.
AI, unless it gets to the point where they can put it into robots and make the robots do tasks, I don't see AI going that far. Yeah, but they pulled the okie doke on everybody. They had people controlling these robots from disclosed locations and acting like these were autonomous robots. Like, this is the future, guys. Don't worry. In the next 30 years, you'll be able to buy this thing right here, and it'll really do what we say it does. Like, wait a second. Like, hold on. I ain't got money in the next 30 years. I want it right now.
Man,
like,
I can see, like,
I want this guy running from my groceries right now.
Be fucking with their bots, like, just walk up to it, slap it. Like, somebody like me, I'm gonna go, like, with the fake air basketball move on. I'm gonna Euro step by it. I'm gonna fuck this bot up.
I mean,
just slap the bot in the back of his bald head.
I'm sure they're gonna have the athletic version.
Nah, I'm gonna abuse my bot. Like,
the
they're
athletic
gonna get
version.
the fucking data transcripts back and be like, this guy needs to be on a watch list.
I mean, but then again, you're not gonna want to do that. You're not gonna want to do that because the moment your bot like breaks, you know it's gonna be an arm and a leg to fix this nigga. So if you slap this nigga and his head spin off like The Exorcist,
insure everything, get shit appraised, insure get motherfucking.
He says,
renters insurance. I filed for renters.
You slapped his neck off, sir. Sir, I don't think this files under insurance.
He fucking
you
fell.
Slapped his neck off, sir.
I said he fell.
I'm crying. And get his fucking head spin off and shit. I'm crying.
Go work the corner. Go sell some crack or something, man. We need money in this house. Let me know if the police are by. You gotta think.
Oh man, did you ever watch that movie, Surrogate? That's such a good movie.
Damn.
You gotta watch that one. It goes into this topic a little bit crazy. It's with Bruce Willis, where they all jump into these bodies and they use these bodies as their real bodies, but they're really laying in bed in a contraption that's all right. But it wakes up and is them in a youth, like from 20, 30 years ago. It was him and it's a robot and it walks outside and so.
All right, I like it. I like the premise.
And the premise is that he's a cop and they figured out that they have a weapon that they could shoot these robots and it'll kill the operator from his bed. So it'll be like because before you couldn't kill these robots. Like, you kill the robot, you break the robot, but it's tied to a human, and he's just gonna get a new
I'll
robot.
tell you what, when you had the VR set up in here, and I don't remember what game I was playing, but I know I was like, I think I died, and I felt like I fucking died, bro. That shit is, I can't do too much of that shit. You do 20 minutes of that, and then you got to come back to real life.
Getting nauseous. I used to do a lot of VR. Now I get nauseous after
People are
about
shooting at you.
35
It feels like people are
minutes,
shooting
30
at you.
minutes. I start to get nauseous. That's why I don't do too much VR right
Yo,
now.
That shit is crazy. People underestimate how real that feels.
I'm waiting for AR, the augmented reality, where you put these glasses on and it'll tell you what everything is and shit. It'll run like database and shit. It'll run through Facebook and be like, oh shit, this is this guy from Facebook, and it'll accept. Click to send a friend request over there, and just because I looked at him, now I got his information. Like, the future in AR is gonna be crazy. Like, they already started testing out some of those glasses, so they had a demo where they had a bunch of different spices and condiments on the table, and he put on the glasses, and they came up with the labels, and it would tell him what he could make with this, where it came from, the history, like all that type of stuff.
Yeah,
like
Google had a fucking commercial like that.
So yeah, that
You
was
could write like a math problem on the board and the shit will solve it for you.
that was a Facebook presentation that I seen. That was from Facebook. Snapchat is doing one too.
See, Snapchat, I would short
Snapchat is
Snapchat
another
stock
one.
right now. I don't see how they're gonna generate money.
If they're the first ones to make a really good glasses, they're gonna come back, and they're either gonna get sold to, they're gonna get bought out by either somebody big like Google, or they're gonna get bought out by somebody big eventually. That's what I'm thinking. But they have to be the first ones to make viable AR glasses, and I think they'll.
Why,
I think they'll dominate.
What have they made that would told you that can make a good hardware?
They already started. They had a tech demo for their glasses, for the AR glasses. What they've made before? Nothing.
I'm not rocking with them.
They haven't made anything actually. I mean, they did make Snapchat glasses where you can like take selfies and videos off your glasses and then upload it to Snapchat. So they did have those. I mean, they did make glasses before.
I never saw those for sale. I never saw them on a Black Friday sale.
Nah, you never seen them? Nah, they make those. They do.
That's my stock tip of the week. Short fucking Snapchat.
Short Snapchat. I don't even know if they're on the market, like completely on the market.
You can't short Trump stock now because that shit probably gonna be illegally fucking pumped.
Reddit was a good stock too. Went all the way up there.
I forgot to check in on that.
Reddit's been going good.
Yeah. I don't get it. They make. I guess they have better quality communities for their ad placement.
Year to date, they're up 317%.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And they just went public recently, right?
It started in 2024, April, like in March, April, and 2024, and they're up 300 and something %, which is insane. So imagine if you caught that one. Like, it's not the next best thing. It's just, I kind of also tend to look at stocks that are just gonna hit the market.
I take a look, but I don't jump into IPOs.
Most of them is, I don't jump into them either, because most of them is gonna crash.
I've never shorted stock because I don't know how to do that shit in my account. But I look at them, and that's the only time I would for IPO. Is like give it like another 6 months after that. So it's a risky game. You never know what the fuck is gonna happen.
Open a Robinhood account so you could short
but I gotta
and
have a
do all that stuff.
in there to do shorts. All right, you got like 10 bands in there. I'm not moving around.
Let me see. How much would a short of a contract right now be? Well, on a big company like Tesla, it's probably going to be way more expensive.
Like
but let me see.
I would even short Disney right now.
Let me see.
I would short Disney.
I'm just using Tesla as an example.
I've been invested for years. That shit stays in the same fucking ballpark.
I'm just using
$100 to $120, bro.
I'm just using Tesla as an example, but the puts start anywhere from like $600 and then go up all the way up.
600, but
they start at 600 though.
I thought it was a credit kind of system. You buy that shit, but you need some collateral. I guess the cash. Would be
I've been selling calls. That is
So what
something
does
where
that
I
mean?
need 100 stocks, and I basically sell a call. It is me selling a contract to somebody else that if the stock hits so much money, I have to sell 100 shares, and you take the profits from there.
So you're banking that it goes down on a call.
That it'll only go so far. So
There's
my
a limit
thought.
to the growth.
So my thought behind and how I sell calls is I'll have 100 shares in any given stock.
Let's say
Right.
100 shares of Dave's stock at $100 a share.
Exactly. So
10,000 in here.
so I'm gonna sell a call for next week that says the stock won't go past $120 per se. So once it hits $120, I am forced to sell them 100 stocks.
you're
And
gonna take a loss.
and that-
20 times 100. No.
well, I'm not taking that loss because let's say I bought that stock at $90 and it went all the way up to 120. I'm forced to sell at 120, so I can't make any more profit from there. But I did buy the stock at $90 and it went up to $120. And then I had a contract stating that I didn't think it was going to go past 120. Sometimes it does. It's happened to me before where it's gone past a certain number and they'll make an extra $200-$300. And I'm like, damn, I could have made more than that a couple
and so
times.
pretty much a
But,
put is like the opposite then.
and then a put is the opposite. Correct.
Okay.
You're banking that the call is going to go down and you're buying a contract for 100 stocks, and when it goes down, you sell it back to this person at the shares that it's now. Like
Got it.
you're selling
I
it back
knew
to
the
them.
cause and effect of shorts and short squeezes and all that. That's why I like having good companies because motherfuckers be trying to short them, and you catch a good quarterly report,
And it goes
and
right
people
through.
trying to cover,
Yeah.
and that's just keep shooting. 'Cause people
Or something
take-
like GameStop happens, and just like a bunch of.
I think I had GameStop at like $10.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Did you catch any money off of
I
GameStop?
think I sold at 13. That's the type of guy I am. Fucking guy I am. That's why I gotta shoot for the moon.
That was
man.
not diamond hands, bro. Those were brittle hands. That was like
Profitable
sand
hands.
hands.
Profitable hands. I gotta shoot for the moon.
The profit just
That's what I'm
soaking
saying.
through the hand.
Listen, it was volatile, man.
Cause that shit went up to
And the
like
world was
$70,
ending. I didn't know
bro.
I needed that band.
That shit went up to like $70, $80. I don't
Yeah.
even know. That shit went crazy. If you had it at 10, I probably made a couple dollars off of it too, but I always kept catching it
Yeah, I
at the
had
top,
Dogecoin
and then
at
it
a
would
penny.
top out a little more, and then I tell it. Yeah.
I had Dogecoin at a penny. I don't know. The company that I had the shit in there going through liquidation. I don't know if I'll ever even see that account again.
Man, I gotta get my money back from High Times. I had invested in High Times, and their stock never went public. And I invested with the understanding that they were gonna go public within a couple years. And now my money's just in limbo in there. Like, I don't even know how to get that thing out. I don't even know what type of a lawyer I contact or who to speak to about that.
sounds
But
crazy.
it's just really a nightmare because
You
I
got,
had
like,
put
whatever paperwork
like
you got for
I had put like
sending
8
it.
bands in there with the understanding that they were gonna go public within 2 years, and that every dollar would be $1.75 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then they never went public. And then like there's no way to get my money out of this stock. Like I can't sell this stock. It's just
Yeah,
a
you
like
don't got
worthless
nothing.
nothing.
You got, like, a
So
promissory notice or something?
it's
You got, like,
there.
emails. Oh, you got-
Yeah,
you
it's
got
there.
this
Yeah,
info
yeah.
on
I
it.
got the information. I do have the
Start
information,
calling
and it
people
says
up.
how much money is in there. But I don't even know. I got to get a lawyer or something, like some type of a finance lawyer to figure that one out, because yeah, that's been a nightmare. And I try not to think about them 8 bands that I have in there, but it's like, man, that
8
in
bands.
in that time, that money could have been so much more in Bitcoin. Because I remember at that time, I said, you know what, I'm taking some money, putting in Bitcoin. I'm taking some money and putting it in.
Made 24 bands off that.
Off
I always
that,
say
yeah.
one of the last times we really checked in and had a detailed discussion, that shit was at like 30 something. You remember that? And you had said you bought back in for something at like 33 or some shit like that. And I remember saying, "Oh, I don't know, man. It might."
I think that was that time. Yeah, it was like a year or two ago.
If you got any more blood,
Like
I'll
a
send
couple
you some
years.
bread.
Yeah.
Roll something up.
It was like a year or two ago. But look at GameStop though.
Yo, should I just throw some more bread in
In 5
Doge, or am I just? Is that too obvious of a thing? 27.
I mean,
I got some money in there, but it just only makes sense that Elon's gonna try to make this shit go crazy, and people are gonna go nuts off this. No.
crypto is gonna go over the 100,000. So I think that any money you throw in it is
gonna
gonna
make
go.
money.
It's gonna go. Yes, but I mean, when is the pullback coming? That's another good question.
Yeah. Well,
Are you gonna beat the pullback?
Well, that's why you got to do it little by little,
Like-
right? I put a little bit in just to catch it at this price, and if it pulls back, then I know now I got it on sale. I got a better price.
Yeah.
But then if it starts getting crazy, then you chasing. So that's the hard part. I think I'm gonna grab some Doge.
I think it's not a bad idea.
I'm not grabbing much anyway. I'm going just to get. Cause I got like almost 300 coins. Appreciate you. I got like 300 coins, but I need like 1,000. I need 1,000 coins.
What are they, like 40 cents right now? I don't even know. I like I said, I don't
Yeah,
buy
like 40 cents.
I don't buy old coins. I've been said that. I always say that. I don't buy old coins.
You just gonna rock? I should just run Bitcoin. You think?
That's
How
always
much
been my
fucking higher
thing.
can it go?
That's always. If altcoins are gonna go up, Bitcoin goes up first. So if you're thinking that altcoins are gonna beat Bitcoin, they might in like the short run.
Right? If
In the
it's
short
40 cents and it
run,
goes up 40 cents. That's 100.
But then- getting your money out of it is also a pain. Is also a problem. Like
I'm not gonna be
Bitcoin and
getting out more
Ethereum
than 50
is very
days.
easy to liquidate.
Well, this is on Coinbase too.
Okay, and on Coinbase, yeah, Coinbase is easier to
It's a
get
little bit
rid of.
easier.
Yeah.
I'm trying to avoid having the hard wallet where I got a password. I was thinking about that too. Not to
That's what I have.
fucking yeah, but not to be grim. I was like, damn. I hope he's on my way over. I was like, I hope he's okay. And I rang the bell, and I was driving to the Bronx, and I saw that you read my message. So I was like, all right, he alive. And I
And I
was like,
started tweaking.
And I was like, you know what's crazy? Probably wouldn't be able to help his mom out if something happened to you. And I was like, yo, he got mad bread in Bitcoin. There's a password somewhere in this house. I hope you put it in your account, but that's all I know. Do something with that info, lady. I'm sorry.
I mean, I've been thinking about
You gotta
making a will. So
get a safety deposit box.
thinking about making a will. Honestly, I've been thinking about
I
that for a
know
while. I mean, after beating
something
cancer
happened
and
to
all
you.
that good
Yeah.
shit. So
at least your mom could, you know,
I could
have a
pretty.
little something.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about writing a will, but that's such a grim thing to do.
Yeah, it's a wild.
Such a
it's a
grim
wild
thing. You don't have
exercise.
one, do
It's a
you?
wild exercise. No, I should. I had one at one point. I think I ripped it up.
I mean,
ego shit.
I don't
ain't
think
dying.
I don't think a piece of paper makes a will. It has
But
to be legally binding
on my
somehow.
like on a lot of my documents, like my stock account, my retirement account, it's the beneficiaries.
Okay,
debit,
yeah, there you go.
100%.
So-
But it's not-
so yeah, so
like
it's the
that
same.
money, my money is
Yeah, yeah.
fine.
It's
I don't
gonna
have too
find its
many
way.
assets as of yet. Like, you know, I don't know. Is the government really gonna take my 2014 Lexus?
Bitcoin is one of those weird assets that
Yeah, you gotta. You
the government might not know you have it or don't have it.
True.
It might be on the grid, off the grid. It might be here, it might be there.
CIA might know you have it. but the
You don't know who the
motherfucking
fuck has it.
IRS don't.
Fuck. So that is a
I
tricky
gotta write a
asset.
will too, though.
I think we should.
I mean, I got.
How do we make it legally binding?
It just has to. You don't really have to
Run it through a
be
lawyer or
handwriting.
something?
Yeah, it's best if you get.
They
it
have
notarized.
LegalZoom or something.
Yeah, you can do it like that, and it'll be a real document.
I'm just shouting out companies I use and shit.
You know,
Says,
it's a
come
good company
sponsor
idea.
us.
I don't know if this is. I just thought of this right now, and I don't know if it exists. What if you're able to do like you make your will online, right? And then you have 3, I don't know, beneficiaries or 3 people in charge, right? And they don't have access to read it, but they have access to the document, and it could only be unlocked if like all 3 hit that you died, like an app, like, oh, he passed away, and then that unlocks your will. It's a fucking $1 billion idea, man. Y'all could. I don't want y'all to take it, but if y'all do fucking take it, break me off some bread. There it is right there. You just got to figure it out and put the money in marketing. But, like, don't be a bitch. If you got $1 billion, I need some bread.
A 3-way, 4-way app.
You know, it's like, all right, so everybody's on this app. Let's say it's called The Will. And you're linked to certain people's wills. But you could only read their will is if everybody or the majority of people that's also linked with them click something that says you passed.
Should remind me of an episode of The Simpsons when they all fucking were in a convoy or whatever the fuck it is, and they took some paintings from the German Russians, and anyways, they go into like a death pact with each other, and they all have a key. So the only way that this thing opens up is if everybody's key is turned. So after they die one by one, I guess everybody's key gets put in until the last member has his last key and turns it. Yeah, that should remind me of that episode. And then him and Mr. Burns, Homer's father and Mr. Burns get into it because they're the last two surviving members, and he's trying to kill Homer's father so he could get his key from him. Yeah.
I might go forward with this motherfucker app idea because I've always wanted to be an inventor. Pass the grab if you don't mind.
You would have
Like, you just think about it. Like back in the day,
You would have
motherfuckers invented shit. But now we got a system with patents, all that. You invent enough things and license them out, bro. You could imagine the guy who invented this red Solo cup.
I want to learn how to manufacture stuff. I had an idea for like an espresso shot type of thing that I would keep in my pocket type of thing that I just press the button and it heats up. And I could put like an espresso shot in it, and it heats up my espresso in my pocket. Like, I want to learn how to manufacture stuff like that. And I'm like, damn, do I just get on a plane to China and walk around Chinese?
I'm
like,
down with that.
Like that. Who make us stuff?
Not that. Nah, but I'd rather do it with like tech, because then I don't have to build like physical models of shit.
That was one of my ideas that I really wanted to make into production, that would double down as a piss heater on the go. You feel me? That was another reason why I was thinking about that idea. I might cut this out because I don't want nobody stealing my idea.
You said you gotta cut that. You see filter. You said I'm sharing too much. Then cut my idea out.
Cut yours too out.
If you gonna cut your idea out, then cut my shit out. But I mentioned my shit like twice.
I have to re-listen to the whole episode, and sometimes I don't even re-listen to the whole episodes. I'd be like, I know I made an ass out of myself, so I'd rather not even listen to this shit. So it's most of the time I just throw it up there, honestly, and then I periodically go back and listen to chunks of it, because I was thinking about starting to make shorts.
Yeah,
so that's another.
That's
another way.
That thing you were talking about before, I might need to invest in that.
I could do all that.
So
I already have
chopped that shit. Up.
I mean, but they have AI. I guess that's why that thing would be a little bit financially worth it, because they have like this AI tool, and they could probably find good parts of our videos that we would miss, and the AI would pick up on it and think that it was a good viral clip and throw it up there for you instead. So instead of me running through the whole video and like, okay, I think this is something good, but it could be something whack that I just think sounds good. So, yeah.
It probably auto enhances certain, if the volume went down when I was saying something, or if I got too excited, it might do some of that shit too.
I mean, I always run it through Final Cut Pro before I actually upload it. I run it through Final Cut Pro, and I pick up the audio to like not as far up as I can go, but I pick it up quite a few decibels, and then that's pretty much it. Oh, and if the camera goes out, like for most of the other episode, the camera went out. I threw up a still shot.
I like the still that you went with.
That
solid still game.
A still shot there.
Wow, my Coinbase account been on the up. Yeah, it's because with hour and a half worth of content, man, that shit'll take 2 hours to edit. Like, to try to do it and be having enough clips, because like when one episode we could probably get 5 to 10 shorts out of it. I'll just be yabbering about any topic.
You would have to.
The AI will probably chop that shit up and add all that cool captions on the bottom that other fucking popular.
Oh yeah, that I don't do. That I don't do. I could probably do that too.
Yeah, it's tedious work.
It is.
I got a lot of video editing experience. I used to be my favorite like elective in school, multimedia.
I know if I put enough time into it, I would definitely get really good at it.
100%. Wish I had more Ethereum. Wish I had more everything, man. I'm looking at the shit. I don't know why I have Cardano. I bought that shit like in the pandemic.
Did you really?
Yeah, I think it's up there.
You was buying crypto and telling no one?
Very light, very light. We don't worth the discussion.
I'm crying.
Like I got $200 of Cardano, so don't worry, you ain't missed nothing. I bought some Shiba too late.
I think the 30 grand Bitcoin days is over. That shit is never hitting 30 grand ever again.
Well, if it ever hits 30 grand again, that means it's over. That means Bitcoin is done. It's only going to hit 30 grand if something wipes it out.
I mean, COVID time hit it down to 8. So, but those were very, very different times. Everything was rock bottom. You could have just threw a penny in the well. That shit was going to make some money.
I have a cousin. This is going to blow your mind.
I made quite a bit.
I have a cousin that I want to say in 2008, 2009, he was having trouble. He lived in Pennsylvania, so my mom said, "You can come live with us for the summer," type of shit. He's always on his computer, and one day he's talking about Bitcoin, and he's like, "Bro, if this shit ever goes to $1," this is what he was saying. He said, "I'd be a billionaire." He was talking crazy though. He was saying he was gonna donate his money to Uganda and try to help the refugees or some wild shit. But he said $1. So if he obviously, I don't know what he did with these Bitcoins. He must have had hundreds of thousands of them. He doesn't have them. Otherwise, I don't know what he did. It was 2008, bro. Like he must have sold them. And I'm just thinking he would have been more than a trillionaire. Like there's some people out there, I believe, that have like $1 trillion because somebody had thousands of them, hundreds of thousands of them.
There's coins. Yeah, you're definitely right. There's
Somebody's
some old hard drive somewhere.
4 billionaires made from crypto. I believe that is bullshit.
Yeah, a lot more.
There's a lot of millionaires, but
Yeah,
it's 4 billionaires on record.
Billionaires.
Motherfuckers ain't coming out and just saying that shit.
The twins, I forgot their names. It was 2 twins. I think they're dead now though. They were billionaires in that. Definitely billionaires in that.
I remember I was arguing with somebody on Twitter
Binance.
years ago, and I was arguing saying Bitcoin ain't gonna be shit. And then I set an alarm. He was like, watch, you're gonna feel like an idiot that you didn't invest at this price. And I said, all right, we'll come back to this. And then the next year we came back to it, and Bitcoin was down year over year. And I was like, see, you fucking idiot. And then it never looked back. It went straight up after that, never looked back. We're talking like sub 30,000.
So one day I'm
So
on
he
the
was
job
like,
site.
shout out to that guy, you bitch ass motherfucker.
One day I'm on the job site, and Bitcoin hits a new high of like 30 grand, and I had
Suck
bought it.
I'm out of here.
I had bought it for like, I had bought back in at that time, probably like 8, 9, and I'm still working.
That's
I'm
crazy.
telling to one of the higher up guys, and he was like, "Man, get rid of that right now. Go buy a house. Let's go build a house right now, and just don't ever look back on Bitcoin. That shit is gonna crash tomorrow."
He wasn't giving you bad advice, but it was the wrong advice in retrospect. That was a friend.
like-
He was trying to make sure you was good for life off of a fucking digital coin. But he was wrong, just like I was wrong.
He was like,
He was way wrong,
He was
and I
like,
was
sell
wrong.
all your Bitcoin right now, and let's go build a house somewhere out in Jersey, and don't ever look back on that shit. I was like, no,
I
man.
might have sold my Bitcoin at this point, though. If I had a lot of it, I might have sold some of it because I am tired. I'm tired of waking up and figuring out the bills. I want to wake
But
up
what-
and that shit's on auto pay. I don't want to.
But even if you had 2 coins, let's say you had 2 coins, 180 grand,
I would have sold a half of a coin,
like,
and then I would have just paid off the rest of my whip, put money to the side for the rent for the year, and like probably went really. I would have bought mad like PR, like my acting shit would have went through the roof because I would have just been buying magazine spots and spots in newspapers. I would have just fucking forced my way into the game on some Taylor Swift shit. She talented, but I'm just saying they had some marketing dollars in my family.
I love the effort, because honestly, even with that much money, I'm like, what I'm gonna do? Buy a pizza shop? Like, I'm thinking about what to actually what type of a business would actually make money, but
Yeah, I go to Buy Biz Sell regularly, the website, and I just look at businesses. Like I put the filters on businesses between $100 grand and $150 grand, and if they bring in $100,000 a year, I don't mind waiting 2 years to get the bread back. And I always figure I'll work the job. Let's say it's a pizza shop, I'll work the fucking job anyway. So that's one less employee you ain't got to worry about, and we not worrying about dinner 3 times a week.
definitely save some money that way. You'll take
Right.
one of the salaries
A
out.
pizza shop. I want $1 pizza, $2 pizza shop by a school, man. That's all you got to do. Or you don't have to be good pizza. Although I have pride, will make it good. But you just need a $2 pizza spot by a fucking middle school, high school, and you're gonna make. Cause you're not. I'm not saying this is the one business you're rich off of, but this is the rock. You take that, and you know everyone says it, no one does it, right? Everybody, I don't own a pizza shop, but here I am giving the advice, I guess. But then you take that.
Your brother
and
had a pizza shop, didn't he?
Yes, that is true. I can talk some shit. Shout out to Londy. He owned Pizza Junkies. I think it was on Stanton.
In Lower East Side,
And
yeah.
it was doing well.
So,
It was doing well. But you got to be careful who you go to business with. Everybody's a hard worker. Some people just have money. Londy was feeling like a herb because he was in that motherfucker 12 hours a day doing all the running around. But he's a
Yeah, at that
workaholic.
point.
He's always going to feel like that. He never feels his business relationships are equal. They're not. If you smarter, more creative, and work harder, you got to know you're going to bring 70%.
but that's when
of
you
the
got to
fight.
put your foot down and you got to say, I'm only going to put 12 hours a week into this business and you do the same and we
but
figure
then
this shit
they
out.
Don't. He was saying, business partner closed the pizza shop early because it was slow on a Friday or Saturday type of shit. Like, no, you need that shit open late on those days, later than we scheduled.
Facts. I was looking into a business idea recently too. It was because they have these video game trailers, and I'm already very experienced in video games and how to get video games and consoles and all that good stuff. So, and I can also build certain shit. So I was looking into like them trailers that they have, and you can furnish them out to put like 3-4 TVs and couches and put an arcade there. You have like little kids and you rent that shit out. And I have a friend who's a comedian, so shout out to Miguel. He was telling me that'd be another good idea because they hire bounce houses and they hire these
in
trucks.
The crib, though, you want kids in here?
No, not this crib.
Oh, I was gonna say, my man, this ain't the place for kids.
Hell nah. That ain't here.
2 big
We
bottles
talking
of
about a trailer
Cuervo,
that I'll pull up.
Lotion. Was that baby oil? What you got over there?
I mean, there's only a few bottles of baby oil
Not
over
a
there.
thousand.
It's not that many.
Oh, man,
Chill.
class.
He said, shout out to Johnson and Johnson.
So he buying both.
But,
Fuck.
We're talking about like them trailers that they pull up to parties and they have like
Oh.
TVs on the outside and they'll do little dance parties on the outside. You go inside, they have TVs and all that set up with like different TVs all hooked up together to do tournament play and local play between all that good stuff. I could run like everything from Black Ops to Halo on 3 different TVs with 4 different players on each TV type of thing, and it'd be pretty awesome. Not only that, I have like arcades that play a bunch of other stuff if other people want to play arcades. Just that type of
You could show up.
enclosure.
You could deadass get a little cheese bus, show up to football games, and just have Madden.
if I
right?
rent
and
that
you charge
shit
people
every weekend.
$10 a game to come in. People are gonna come with their boy. You got $20 per game. It's 5-minute quarters, and you just do that, and you're gonna make a couple $100 every Sunday. You probably make $1,000 every Sunday.
The only problem I'm having right now is where am I gonna park this trailer? Cause yeah, I could buy a freaking I could buy a trailer, and I can also buy a freaking pickup truck for like under 10 grand and a trailer for like under 10 grand as well,
That's a project, though.
and put it together. But the only problem I have is I could park that pickup truck anywhere. Appreciate that.
At one point, I thought about getting an RV, and I was gonna do it. Rent price was going too high. This is way back though. This is like you looking at the rooch before I had a daughter. I considered buying an RV, and that was just gonna be the crib.
Yeah.
Think about that. Think about that. I was gonna park that shit outside the club, go in, get crazy, and I knew if I got a, lady was lucky that night. We limited the time between thought and action.
He was having a Winnebago.
Yeah, Winnebago, yeah.
The Winnebago. So yeah, pull up into the club and shit.
I'm pulling up in that shit. I didn't give a fuck though at one point. I would have drove a fucking car with I'm the type that if my personal car gotta be a pink elephant, like it's all pink with a trunk in the front, and that's my car, but also my job, I don't give a fuck.
He said,
I don't give a I don't. There's shame. There's things that would embarrass me, but you can't. There's a lot of things I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I would want to be in too many people setting in giant uncomfortable cars. I don't even want to pull up in a trash ass car to the club, bro. I'd be hating that shit. I'm good on that.
Bro.
Man, fuck that.
You give me a bottle. So all right, here's a good example. I went to a strip club. I gave him $200 for 200 singles.
I hate strip clubs.
It's a wild concept. It felt light. One of the packs felt light. Now it could be embarrassing. You counting the dollars they gave you, bro, why you pretty bitching? The shit has $70-something in it. It wasn't 96, 98. It was missing $20-something of it.
Isn't that their 20% fee to give you cash?
No. It wasn't none of that.
No.
It wasn't none of that. And that would be wild if they charge 20% to get cash out. And this was more than 20%. Or at least at this one stack. And the other one was a different one. No one explained it. Anyway, so I'm like, yo, this... I didn't move. I was like, this ain't right. And so she fake called the manager. Manager looked at it. They didn't even really recount it. They just gave me another stack. I counted that one. It was 100. So then I was like, all right, well, this place just pissed me off. I'm not throwing a single dollar. So I put the 200 in my pocket. I finished my drink. I got out of it. Because it's just but I wasn't embarrassed to count the fucking money and then say something about it. Because, at a strip club is where the guys have the most bravado. Everybody gets the most money and fucks all the bitches. You have the biggest chains. That's where everybody goes for that energy.
I always get kicked out of strip clubs.
Yeah, because I don't know, man. You get kind of crazy when you drink, bro.
Nah. It's not drinking. It was just being cheap in there. And I just turn into Stevie Wonder sometime and be like, wait, what are you showing me, girl? I don't even see nothing. What are you talking about?
You got to sit at the bar, man.
I don't even know what she's showing me. And then, eventually they try to kick me out. So a couple times. This one time I had went and I was with a couple of my boys. He ordered a bottle of some Henny. As soon as he opened it, girls flocked to him damn, bro. And then after that, I'm chilling, drinking out the bottle. My boy, he poured me a cup. We're just chilling. Girls are like, yo, you want to dance? I'm like, no. Then my boy, he was like, yo, we gonna pay for a dance for you. I'm like, nah. He's like, yo, I already paid for it. I'm like, all right, I guess. Everything's fake. I'm like, yo, bro, this dance is so terrible.
You don't like it?
Her hair is fake. Her nails is fake. Her eyelashes is fake.
Butt was soft or not?
Boobs was fake. Everything was fake, bro.
Man,
the only thing real was his money. The only thing real was his money. I was like, ah, man.
Man, you play virtual reality. What the fuck you can't? The titties is fake.
It's sad, yo.
You was playing AR a minute ago.
That shit is fake. But everything was fake. So we get back, chilling back at the bar. I was like, all right, I'm going to go back outside for a second. I go outside for a second. And I try to go back in, and the bouncer's like, yo, you can't come back in. You're too drunk. Like, wait, what? What? All my stuff is inside. So, I start getting upset, and I start, arguing. I start arguing with him. My other boy comes outside. They de-escalate the situation. They give me my stuff, and I just leave.
Damn. But you probably don't like that scene. You know what I'm saying? I don't go to strip clubs. There's no reason why I would want to do that. It's this wild concept. You want me to just go in here and throw the money in the air? I love strippers. They're great people. I have plenty of stripper friends, dance friends, great people. But I'm sorry.
I have a great
I
strip
have to
club
go
story.
work and go do shit that I want to do. Pause or go places and spend time somewhere. I don't want to just then throw that in the air. It's like throwing my time away.
Exactly.
I don't need to do that either. Like some people need to do
I
that.
had this other strip club story where we went to Onyx in Philly. This is when I was living in Philly.
About this one, not this story, but this club.
I was living in Philly, so we went to Club Onyx, and I went with a bunch of my coworkers. We were building a movie theater, Studio Movie Grill, in Upper Darby. I believe that's Upper Darby, or the last stop on the train in Philly over there. Anyways, we building this movie theater, so we go to this strip club. Anyways, my older boss, man's like really in his like 60s already. Like, anyways,
Give it up, old man.
we get in there, and I'm like not really into it, but my other boys is throwing money. They whatever. Stripper's like, yo, would you at least buy me a drink? I guess I bought a stripper a drink. She was dancing next to me most of the night. I was like, yo, I'm not. Towards the end of the night, my older boss, he's eating out one of the strippers at the front of the stripper dance thingy. It was the stage. There we go. That's the word I was looking for.
Unprofessionally horny.
He was eating
Unprofessionally horny.
because she started like just inching towards him, and then like it just turned on to him fully eating her out
Eating stripper
on the
coochie at the strip club.
I was like, yo, this is not
on a work trip.
exactly. This is not the way I envisioned this work trip going. So,
What's up, my son?
We're-
He's 60 years old. Maybe back then. It was
this
different.
story gets really crazier. So towards the end of the night, my boy is like, yo, we gonna take these strippers home. Do you
Yeah.
got some bread? I'm like, man, fuck out of here. What is you talking about? And he was like, nah. It's 400, but I'm gonna put 3. You put 100. They coming back with us. I was like, all right, this ain't such a bad deal.
Not a bad deal.
So they pay out to their madam. I don't know how strip clubs work, but they
Yeah,
have
that's
like
why-
somebody that they pay out to. They have
Yeah.
like this whole ecosystem that's working on
They
there.
leaving, they gotta pay somebody out.
And,
That's why they charge you.
They pay out to some lady over there, and they follow us back in the car. We stop, we get some gas. They're following us back to our hotel room. We get back to our hotel room. They come in, they start dancing and shit. We having a good time. And then
Go girl. Go
one of the
girl.
girls, she's like, yo, like, let's just go in the bathroom. She pulls me into the bathroom.
100. I think you've earned your 100 right now.
I smashed.
Oh,
And
it was a stripper body.
yeah, she was nice. She was nice.
Oh, get the
She
fuck
was- she
outta
was a
here.
Nice chick. She was really nice.
That's $100.
She was nice.
That's a good deal.
And after that, I came back out, and
Great story.
my boy is sitting on the bed, and he's like upset, and I'm like, quite a bit of time has passed by, so I just kind of like lay in my bed, whatever. This nigga's just visibly getting more and more upset, and he's like, nah. Yo, these chicks gotta go. This some bull. She's trying to say that she's not trying to smash with me. Like, she only came here to dance and this and that. So he starts like really getting upset with them. I'm like, yo, I just had a good time. I'm trying to
hope you
forget
spend the
forget
night.
this whole thing happened and just go to bed. I don't even know why I'm in this room anymore. I should probably go to another room. Like, so I'm trying to ignore the whole situation as they're arguing. I'm trying to lay on the bed face forward. But now the other chick that I was just with is getting into their fight, and I'm like still trying to ignore the shit because this shit got nothing to do with me. And nigga Johnny grabs all her clothes and her stuff and throws it out. They start swinging at him. He forcibly pushes them outside of the door, locks it. They're banging, bro.
Damn.
After a while, they give up. After a while, they give up. They go. I'm thinking the situation's over after they leave. I was thinking that whole situation was over. Next day, Johnny's still upset about the shit. And I'm like, yo, Johnny, like, just leave this shit alone. Like, that shit's done, bro.
He went back to the strip club?
Nah. He called them over and pretended to be somebody else. and gave him a fake room number and proceeded to watch them from our hotel room with binoculars going from door to door. And he would just like, yo, my bad, I just stepped out. I'm in room 407, and he watched them walk from 407. Yo, I just knocked there, nobody's there. Yo, my bad, it's actually room 324. Nigga, watch her walk to 324. I was like, yo, this is crazy, bro.
Yo, he's a
He called me
menace.
in the morning time into his room to watch him watch them.
He's a menace. He
This
said,
was
I
like-
want my lick back. I don't know if it was productive, but he needed something to make him. He needed his $300 worth of something.
So after that, they just argued and they hung up and left. And I was like, yo, this was just a whole
Did
crazy.
you see? You
thing.
probably didn't. There's an Instagram series where this guy calls GameStop for 30 days in a row, and at first he just says, "Put a girl on."
I did see some of
Yo,
those.
so yeah, and then later,
It's hilarious.
You know, they would hang up on him. So later on, he would change up the conversation, and then eventually he'll change his voice back. Put a girl on, and he'd be like, "You fucking motherfucker." And then on like the end of the month, he decides to go into the GameStop, and he has the game that's a Call of Duty Put a Girl On or some shit like that. I don't know. It was a version of a game that has Put a Girl On, and he walks up to the guy, and the guy's fucking nice as hell. He's like, "Hey, how can I help you? Welcome to GameStop." And he just hands him the disc, and the dude crushes it. Goes, "Ah!" Like, you know them nerdy kids. He crushes it, and then looks at the fucking dude who's kind of like a big guy, and chases him out the store. And it looked
I'm
real.
weak.
I always doubt these videos, but this shit look real. And if you tormented somebody for 30 days with the Put a Girl On prank, you might get slapped.
Yeah,
That was
I
a good
always
one,
think
though.
they're skits. I was just watching one where they have some cop keep walking into a hemp shop asking for bud, and he keeps turning him away. And then the last time he came back and he was like, "Yo, I'm actually not a cop no more. I was a cop."
I'm not a cop
I'm
no
like,
more.
I was like, "Yo, this got to be a skit. Like, cop is not gonna walk back in there and say I'm not a cop no more. Like, yeah, I was working for that department, but now I'm off the clock and I'm actually." And I'm like, yo, this has got to be a skit. Like, I can't
He said, "I'm a
believe
private
that
citizen right
uh,
now."
a cop would come into a place
Yeah,
of
that's another
business
thing you can do
multiple
right now.
times and get
You
recorded.
Open up a bodega, man. Do sandwiches and sell weed. Be a
So,
fucking millionaire in the city. Every store. I'm not gonna. Never mind.
yeah, they shutting them down and they taking the cash, and you know there was a whole big
Man,
thing about that.
You just gotta be nice with the cash. Don't have that shit there every hour. Somebody gotta pick that shit up. And then you're not doing no real jail time. I heard for that shit.
You losing a lot of bread though. You might like come away with something or break even after the whole ordeal. I don't know, bro. I don't think it's actually worth it. The time and the effort, and then like the end result. I don't think so. I mean, they had psilocybin popping up in the Bronx in certain hemp shops. It was getting crazy in New York City. It was just one of those times in New York City's weird
that's
times.
I didn't see no fucking mushrooms in the shops.
You ain't seen no psilocybin in shops?
From some white girl.
Nah, they was psilocybin in shops.
You know what's wild? The other day,
Hey.
taking out my Christmas decorations, I found fucking probably like probably an ounce of psilocybin, and it was sealed up. You know, it's still not the freshest is when I got it, but I got an ounce of psilocybin in the crib.
Are you gonna do it?
Absolutely, but not the whole ounce. No, I don't even do it. I do like 2 grams.